What up, what up, what up? It's your boy D, back at you with another video. So, I'm back today to talk about who should open up WrestleMania 40, Night 1 and Night 2. With the matches that have been announced for WrestleMania, I think this is one of the better undercards they've put together in a very long time. Pretty much kind of rivals 39, which is why I think 39, Night 1 and 2, is one of the best WrestleManias of all time. Like, I truly think that. Maybe I'll have to do a list of the greatest WrestleManias ever. Maybe. I could do that. But I really like the storylines and the builds that have gone on into some of these matches that are going to be seen at WrestleMania 40, which is in a couple weeks, especially with the main event feels larger than life. Because pro wrestling has only gotten bigger, and I don't think we as people understand how important that is, that wrestling is getting bigger and better. So with that being said, I want to talk about what I think will get the main. I think I'm going to talk about what matches need the main event. I mean, the opening spot. What match needs it, and then what match deserves the opening spot. So, with that being said, at Night 1 of WrestleMania 40, I have the first match being Jimmy versus Jey Uso. That's how we're starting off WrestleMania 40. That's how we're starting off WrestleMania weekend. Because the Bloodline is main eventing 2 nights in a row, I truly think that it's only right that we give the opening match to the Bloodline. Jimmy versus Jey, brother versus brother. I think if you saw the little backstage promo Jimmy gave the other day, I thought that was really fucking brilliant. And I think that they can build off of that and add more story to it. How pretty much it's a tale old test of times. Like, the younger brother is shining, becoming a star. And the big brother just doesn't really like that. So the big brother keeps screwing him out of every single moment and opportunity that he has. I think it's a great story and a great thing and a great way we can tell this story. I would love for them to make, I think what's going to make this match even more fire is eventually the promo package that they do for this match is going to go crazy. Like, when you think about where they were in 2012, when they had the face paint on, and they're doing the Usama, and then, all of that stuff, how early that was, right? You feel me? When they're fighting, I'm talking about when they're fighting the Shield, when they're fighting the New Age Outlaws, and all these other teams, right? And then you go talk about when they get to SmackDown Live and they turn heel, and they start fighting the New Day. They start having their classic rivalry with the New Day. They fought in the first tag team Hell in a Cell. In the Hell in a Cell match, not the first tag team, but you know what I mean. The Elimination Chamber. They did all these things. And then Jimmy gets hurt. I believe Jimmy tore his ACL, if I'm not mistaken. So then it's just Jey by himself. Roman becomes a huge star. Huge star. Returns at SummerSlam 2020. Roman is a different Roman Reigns. He's a heel. He's a very contradicting heel. And he wants Jey by his side. And he beats the shit out of Jey. Beats the fire out of Jey. In 2 matches in a row, which were fantastic matches. Of great epic storytelling. Where Jimmy felt so bad for him, Jimmy threw in the towel. Said, I got you, Oos. I got you. And that second time in the Hell in a Cell, Jay wouldn't quit. So Roman Reigns grabbed those steel steps and was about to bash this motherfucker's brains in. And it made Jay. And Jay took his back and said, I quit. You win, Uso. You win. And he did that all so Jey Uso would acknowledge him. And he did. So when Jay was ready to, when Jimmy was back and ready for action, Jimmy was kind of just like, I'm nobody's bitch. We're not dealing this, Uso. And they slowly but surely talked him into joining the Bloodline. And after that is when the Usos won the tag team titles from the Mysterios. And they went on to be in WWE, keyword in WWE, and also around the world, the greatest, if not one of the greatest tag team champions in the world of professional wrestling. But they ended up losing to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the main event of WrestleMania 39. Big match. Incredible match. One of my favorites. They lose. There's tension in the Bloodline. They get to Night of Champions. And Jimmy screws Roman Reigns over and he kicks Roman Reigns, saying he couldn't do it no more. So now you have Jey Uso playing the middle. And Jey Uso was like, Roman Reigns gave me everything. He made me main event Jey Uso. He gave me the confidence to go after what I want. And he's delivering this promo and he says, so you know what? You know what, Jimmy? You're out. You're out of the Bloodline. It gets quiet. And then Jay goes, and I'm out too. And he kicks Roman. Solo tries to attack him. They duck. Kick Solo. The ones. They declare that they're going to beat. So then we have Bloodline Civil War and Money in the Bank. And they declare that they're going to beat Roman Reigns and Solo. And guess what? They also said that they were going to beat them and Roman was going to take the pin. They double kick Roman Reigns. Jay climbs to the top, hits him with the Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. They did it. They beat Roman Reigns for the first time since like Baron Corbin 3 years, like 2.5 years ago, 2.5 to 3 years ago. The Usos beat the Bloodline. Then you think that's over. No. Because then they beat the fire out of Jimmy Uso. Put him through a table and all that. To where it's just Jey Uso. So then we have Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. Tribal Warfare. Now the match wasn't that great because the match really didn't make any sense. But Jey Uso screws him out of his moment. Screws him out of his moment. Reigns beats Jey Uso at SummerSlam. Jey Uso comes out, kicks Jimmy dead in his face, beats everybody up, and goes, you know what? I'm out of the Bloodline, and I'm out of WWE. Deuces, ooses. Then we get to Cody Rhodes calling Jey Uso and saying, you can come get a fresh start on Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso joins Monday Night Raw as his own self, as his own superstar. Jay becomes tag team champions with Cody Rhodes, beating the Judgment Day. Then, in a rematch between the Judgment Day and Cody and Jay, Jimmy screws Jay out of the tag team titles. He gets in the way once again. So now you're asking what happens next. Then we get to the Royal Rumble. Jey Uso comes out as the number 1 entrant into the Royal Rumble. Has a crowd going crazy. Then the number 2 entrant into the Royal Rumble was Jimmy Uso. And that's when the feud started. Because they fought like hell. And then Jay still is kind of ignoring him. Because Jay's just trying to do his own thing. He doesn't want to fight his brother. But now it leaves him no choice. And then Jey Uso's fight Gunther. He has Gunther damn near almost beat. So where you think Jey Uso might be the one to finally defeat Gunther. We will talk about who I think should actually defeat Gunther. I promise you we're going to talk about it. Jimmy Uso screws him again. And now we are at that point where Jay said enough is enough. I want you at WrestleMania. I think the promo package, the storytelling, the immersement, the excitement of WrestleMania 40 is only right if you start WrestleMania 40 off, night one. You start the whole night, the whole thing off with Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso. Brother versus brother, twin versus twin. And then you tell everybody else to follow that. That's what I'm calling for night one of WrestleMania 40. Now, night two, very simple. The night two opening should be Bayley versus Io Sky. Why? Because I want Bayley and Io Sky to get the right amount of timing in for their match. And I don't want no chances of it to be cut down or nothing. Because this matchup is about Bayley. Somebody who's worked hard, someone who's always put her pride to the side and did what's best for business. This match is all about Bayley. And I think telling this story of Bayley defying the odds and beating Io Sky after their epic SummerSlam debut, when she came back from her knee injury and she formed Damage Control, to where she is now, I think she needs to really have her moment, because she really never got her moment. She won the title from Charlotte like a few weeks before WrestleMania 33. So she went into WrestleMania 33 as the champion and retained. She had no business being... That was her moment to win the title at WrestleMania, but they screwed that up. So as I say that, I think this matchup is about Bayley. I think to show your love, your gratitude, and your thank yous, and your true respect for one of the great women performers of all time in Bayley, I think you put Bayley versus Io Sky, number uno of WrestleMania, night 2. I think it's only right, and I think they could have a banger of a match. I think it is to be such a good, bittersweet moment as Io Sky and Dakota Kai walked into their first WrestleMania last year, and now they're fighting their leader on the grandest stage of them all, on the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. I think it's only right that Bayley and Io Sky are the opening match of WrestleMania night 2. Simply because I don't want them to get overshadowed by the Bloodline. Period, point blank. Because the excitement for the Bloodline and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes is going to be electric and at an all-time high. I don't think anybody wants to go have their match right before that. But I do think if I'm a wrestler and I'm annoyed about all of like The Rock going 20 minutes and The Rock's cursing and all this other stuff that's going on that has the world wrapped around their finger with the Bloodline, I want to go before the Bloodline and I want to look at every one of them. I want to look at The Rock. I want to look at Roman. I want to look at Solo. I want to look at Cody. I want to look at Seth. And I want to look at them all. If I'm Jey Uso, I'm Jimmy Uso. If I'm Bayley, I'm Io Sky. I want to look at them and say, follow that motherfucker. I want to do exactly what the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, And the Hardy Boys did. They looked at Rock and Austin and said, follow that motherfucker. And Austin and Rock had to fight like hell to follow that performance. And they damn near almost did. And that's what made WrestleMania 17 the greatest WrestleMania of all time. So, that's my list. That's what I think should happen at WrestleMania. I think night 1, we open it with Jimmy versus Jay. And night 2, we open with Bayley versus Io for the women's title. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know who you guys think should open up WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. We are almost there, guys. Let's get it. I'm hyped and I'm excited. You already know the vibes. Forever Gang. We are on the road to 2,000 subs. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until forever finds you.